Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Ninpo. Today I'm going to be doing another how-to video on the new character Ye Xiu. He's from the TV show and I don't know what they call them, but it's like the manga version for China. He is from King's Avatar. He's a new crossover character, just came out very recently. He's free to everyone. I'll show you how to even claim him to play him. But this is going to be a breakdown of his abilities, which ones I think are best for him, and how to use him. Okay, so as for always, first and foremost, I'll start off with his first and second abilities, known as F1V1. For us, that's how we make it simple, so people know which ones we're talking about. So for his first F skill, his just initial basic skill is going to be a combo breaker. This is typically always the best, and for his case, I would actually say so. The way that it works is whenever you sit there and break the combo, the little guy with the umbrella also blocks ranged attacks. So if he has a backup teammate, like if you're in a team mode, duos, trios, and while you're fighting the guy, his teammate's trying to shoot at you, this will prove really well for you, so you can hide behind this as well, while also having the combo break from his teammate. Now moving on to the ultimate, I have the settings right here shown for y'all so that y'all can see even with disengage. So that's the green meter that builds up that lets you dodge out of combos. Even with it, every one of these things still works. So when you're in the ultimate, you have your own set of light attacks. They're really not the greatest, but you still have access to them if you are someone that likes to use your light attacks. What I'd highly recommend is really using the hold, but you could even do a couple light attacks to bait them into moving and then do your hold after. But getting into the hold, there's a moveset where once you connect to them, you could slam them and stab several times, which is a lot of damage. I'm going to show the raw damage input from just getting that with a gold weapon. You are hitting about 900 damage, and you could just keep spamming this grab non-stop. As you'll see me running around, I could just do it into doing it over and over and over. And it's got aim assist too to help you grab. Very strong. While he also has those, he has a dragon where even if you happen to miss it when you send it out by pressing the ult button again, you can look at your opponent and press the button again, as long as he doesn't go super far like that, as you saw. So you have a shorter timer. But if you press the button, look at your enemy after he misses, grab it, you could send it to him. Once it sends him down, he's stuck in the air for a while. You can connect that into a grab and slam for a combo that's like 1500 damage, as you just saw. It's very powerful. I highly recommend this for team modes due to the fact that the slam is also crowd control and the repeated grab. So you can grab one enemy, do this move, run over, grab his other teammate, do the move, then go to the next guy, grab his teammate, do the move. A lot of crowd control ability here. Now moving into his second set of skills in ultimate, his second skill that you see right here, it's very mobility based, so I'd push it towards being more solo-esque. Also the same with his ultimate, because this has more forms, which allows you to do more mix-ups on an individual to continue confusing them, which helps you in the 1v1 isolation moments. Now, the second skill, it does actually have use in team modes too, in the fact that you can break up what the enemy's doing to your teammate. So let's say if you're really far, you're all the way over here and your teammate's over there getting juggled by something by a team, you could actually tap his F, which is his skill, and then tap it again and break it up with a sliding attack. All you have to do is press horizontal after. So this is where I say it's also solo based, because you can use it for movement to run away. But as you just saw right there, his ability, not only does it add movement, you follow up with a horizontal for the uppercut while it's in the middle of using the skill. And with that, you can immediately hold horizontal again on most weapons. Some weapons you'd have to hold vertical. Either one, it still works. You would use the skill, interact with the horizontal in the middle, and you could hold the focus and get a follow-up damage attack like you just saw. That is guaranteed true. The combo bot's still on where he can dodge out of things if it's not true. So it's a good damage option, adds a lot of movement for you. So for those people that like to be fast and get around and don't just rely on basic movement options, you do have this, while also adding the ability to peel for your teammate. Like I said, if they're getting jumped, you can pull up and just disrupt that real quick and even get damage follow up on top of the disrupt. Now moving on to the final part, this is actually my favorite skill out of him. It's his second ultimate. This is really fun because it has 3 different modes that you can swap to, just like the actual parasol umbrella that you can use in the game. As you'll see, you just press right click and it swaps between the 3 different attack types. or also vertical. I know there's some controller players out there, so you guys too. It's just vertical. That's how you swap between the modes. That same thing applies to the ultimate too. So you start off with the spear that I showed you from the first ultimate. Except this time around, there's a meter. As you see with that meter, you can only use the follow-ups while you have the meter actively alive. And you'll see here, I just used that. Now I can do the slam, but I can't do the follow-up because I did not have the meter during the process. So that's where I say the spear probably doesn't shine too much with this ultimate, but that's where you get the beauty of the other weapons that are insane. This is the axe. As you see, it'll launch them up, do a slam down attack that does a lot of damage. But the thing for this is you can't spam this one over and over. So I would say during the time after you hit these attacks, I would take the time to really, get away and heal if you need to, or let time for your meter build up or their meter to go down. Because these are very powerful moves, but you can't spam them. This is where I would say this ultimate shines way more in solos rather than trios, because the fact is, with trios, you want the ability to spam and constantly keep applying damage rather than like occasional. And also, he has a ranged version. This is the umbrella part, the third one. This is really good. I don't know how it applies to team fights. I know that AoE right there hits. As you see, he just got smacked, but I think it only picks up one person with this. So that's also where like it definitely shows to be more solo based, so you can only attract one. I'll make sure right now, but I'm pretty certain it's just one person. Yep, it only picks up one person at a time for that lock on. That's also where I would say it's more solo based. The ult timer is longer, which is really nice. But for trios, the 3 seconds, even though that does make a big difference, that 3 seconds would just be the time that the meter takes to build up in the ultimate. So you're not missing out too much. I'd still recommend the first ultimate for trios. This one definitely for solos though, as the fact that you get more things to mix up your opponent with. Different damage options. Just many ways to confuse them. As you see, there's just good damage that follows up like that. The lock-on, I don't believe you actually need any meter for. So you can still spam for the 2 shots. But again, if you can only spam for 2 shots, the beauty goes in solos because it only locks on to that guy. Let's see. Do a little shot up. No meter yet. Still let me lock on. It's just the big circle around that follows up with having meter. So yes, this is definitely a more solo-based ultimate. I highly suggest it for that. Also, funny enough, I just now found out, so this is a new thing for me too. You can use the scroll wheel to swap between the different forms. It doesn't have to just be right click. You can scroll wheel it too. That's really nice to know. But alright guys, that's it for me. As I'd say, if you're playing more of a trio style, I would suggest the first ultimate. And then as far as the skills, you can do either or if you like to peel for your team or if you like the access to save yourself. If you're doing solos, I definitely suggest a second ultimate and more so the first skill because you want the combo breaker to save yourself as well. It's really nice to always have a combo breaker in solos. But that's all from me, guys. Thank you very much for the time spent watching this. I hope you guys do great on the character. Enjoy.